Hello everyone, Dani Zed here, and now welcome to my newest podcast, Any of the cool Russian band called Blind Ivy. How are you doing?
Yay. Hi, Dani. Hi, everybody. Doing good. I'm so happy I'm finally here talking with you. I think quarantine helped a lot.
Some kind of people getting bored in the evening, I know. That's why I was thinking because I put my channel actually in January on a hiatus for uncertain time because I'm still so in stress with job and everything. But now I found some time because I'm also in quarantine at home. I don't have virus or something, but I have to work from home, and so I said, why not catch the opportunity again and talk with you because actually, Annie and I were planning doing an on-site interview last year in October when they played in Germany, but my lazy ass couldn't do it to the show, so shame on me. By the way, how was the show at the MEAF, the second one?
Oh, that was even better than the previous time, that's for sure. Uh, I don't know if you know, but the guys made everything better inside, they
Yeah, I
put
know.
some
I talked
light.
with the owner, and he told me that they do renovation about everything and stuff. Yeah.
Oh my God, everything looks so lovely there right now, It was super comfy to play there as before. That was really, really welcoming stuff, There was nice food, and even after the show, they put us to sleep in like rehearsal studio,
Okay.
um, rehearsal flat. There was rooms and also all the stuff to play. So of course we've been playing all night even after the show.
Okay,
And
okay. So there are really rooms just for overnight when in the rehearsal rooms there in the club.
yeah, yeah, and each of us been playing on a drum kit. Even I really having fun to do it.
So
So
it's
yeah, and the
it's
public was, of course I remembered some people was there first time,
hmm
but there was so many new people, uh, so many more people who've been older, which always pleasant for me.
yeah,
They still so young, still so open, and
yeah,
so much energy from them. So yeah, definitely want to go back more and more times again.
yeah. That sounds very nice. So overall the last tour was pretty good. So the whole experience.
Yeah, yeah, of course. It was much better than previous one. And I think uh, I could see how the tribe growing,
hmm
So if the first time there was like 20, 30 people on the concerts, this time it was like minimum 50
hmm
each, even in the small cities. So also a lot of new places. Unfortunately, no time to watch every each place, because they're so beautiful. And if there was like 1 or 2 hours for walking, I was absolutely happy about that. And yeah, absolutely great to see faces which I saw last year, and some new guys who just, been saying like, fuck, I just digged you like 2 days before this concert
hmm
and decide to come because, so lucky.
That's great that you had a good time, but I can think of because I also know a lot of friends in bands that they have to drive most of the time. So the most of the time you see gas stations and the highway and stuff like that, and then you just enter last minute and have to play, and then jump in the car again, go to the next location. So that's
That's insane, actually. Sometimes I even don't have any time for makeup.
yeah.
Absolutely. So just straight from a car on the stage. But at the end, it doesn't matter, of course. Every time it's so hot
Yeah.
that
So the
you
makeup
don't.
makeup will be gone after 2 songs or something.
Oh, yeah. Just like at the one show in Reims, in France.
Yeah.
So I put some glitters, a lot of makeup just immediately, super fast.
hmm
I went up on the stage, and there was so insanely hot that all these things started to melt and go straight into my eyes. So I've been really screaming. It was not just a part of the show. I couldn't open my eyes because it was so painful.
So it were like a blind show for you.
Oh, yeah, 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 100 blind diving.
Oh yeah. Oh damn. But now, if we said, I think for you also in Russia, a lot of stuff changed with the COVID-19 situation. So, are you also like in some kind of a lockdown now in Russia, or is it different in your part, depending like compared to Moscow or something?
Yeah, it is a little bit different. So we had lucky time to play the last gig in our hometown before, the shutdown started.
I think you played in
Uh,
March, right? I think I saw a video or pictures or something that in the end of March you still did a show, right?
yeah, because at that time there was no people who've been infected in our region
Hmm.
of Russia, and there was no like official information about what's going on in Russia and etc. So uh, thanks God everybody survived after the gig, and I didn't hear anyone became infected after this.
Yeah.
Uh, and I think in the 2 days, of course, they closed everything, all the bars, all the clubs, cafes, and stuff. And so I think in Moscow and St. Petersburg, there's will be the lockdown until the end of the April,
Hmm.
so until 30th of April. And here, like in my region where I'm living, Krasnodar, so they will keep us until 12th of April. So I hope so, they said, because I really want to go for a walk already.
Yeah. I can think
Yeah.
of, yeah. At least we are not at a total lockdown, but you are just allowed to go outside with two people or with the people living inside of your home. So it's my wife and my son. I cannot visit my mother, and she cannot visit
Yeah.
her grandson and stuff like that. And yeah, that's a really weird situation. I go shopping and you go one by one in the shopping center with masks and everything on. It's a really weird situation. And I'm working from home since the mid of March already. So we already started, a little bit with the cabin fever, especially the weather went really warm this week. I did barbecue in my garden today, but yeah,
Oh,
at least I have a garden. I'm happy, yeah. And
yeah,
I
yeah,
I
yeah,
could
you
do that,
lucky
yeah.
bastard.
Yeah. At least I
I
could
have
do that,
only
yeah.
balcony.
Yeah. Yeah, I had that in my old apartment too, but so I'm happy with the house now. At least I have that little area of freedom or space, yeah, and to go outside. And I think also my kid is very happy to have that, to play a little bit in the small garden because all the playgrounds are closed and everything.
That's for sure. I think with these changes, even the people who've been sitting all the time at home playing video games or doing whatever, even they want to go out right now.
Yeah, because the internet is not working. Some kind maybe if they play online.
Yeah, yeah. But there's a good side, it given me a lot of time right now to write down the lyrics for a new album,
Mm.
to do another two projects. Like also, I'm singing there and making the lyrics, so I have to be free and inspired all the
Yeah.
time. So yeah, unless I don't know how I would do that, go to work and then find the time for music.
Yeah.
That's very hard.
Yeah, we'll see what this economic crisis will also bring afterwards, because I'm also in short-time work now this month as well.
Mm,
Yeah, so I think a lot of people will not make it, especially for self-employed, because I've also friends in Czech, as example, they have two bars and they don't get they are closed down for some weeks now and they don't get any money from the government. So how you could stay, how
yeah,
long? You have to
Just the
sell the
same
place. Or...
situation. Yeah, yeah, man. It's just like, I also like already third week not going to the office.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, most of the companies who I'm working with, because I'm working in advert agency
Mm-hmm.
and my boss is self-employee,
Yeah.
so nobody will pay him anything, and he will not pay me anything
Yeah.
during this time. Yeah,
Okay.
I could make some procents on my sales, but during these times, of course, my clients said, like, it's bad times. We just can't pay. Everything is frozen, and that's it. Just trying, obviously, to make like 50 euros last forever.
Nah. Yeah, I can think of also here. It's mobile government helps a little, you know. Companies requesting short-time work for you. You will, if you have kids, you will get at least 60 or 67% of your last payment. So you get something, but you have cut down by 40%. So if you pay a house or apartment or whatever, so maybe you can do that, but you haven't eaten something until then, you know.
Yeah, at least something.
Yeah,
That's nice. Really. Unfortunately, I don't have a kids.
yeah. And you already plan, you know, when the stuff is over for a tour this year already, or again in the autumn, maybe again like last year.
Yeah, so we planned already two tours
Mm-hmm.
for this year. One should be at starting with the middle or the end of June,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and another one the end of October,
Mm-hmm.
I think. Yeah. So of course, right now it's absolutely unreal to plan because we've been talking with our booker, we've been talking with some guys who are organizing concerts. They can't say anything. And some of the countries even said no already for the concerts we planned because, they will be closed on a quarantine until 1st of July.
Oh, okay, I see. Okay, then, uh,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, that's a real problem. Also, all the tickets I bought for shows, I had again tickets for Machine Head, my wife for Incubus, for
Yeah.
May and June, and everything got postponed now. So I think also a lot of festivals will be postponed because we were also planning to go somewhere. And also friends of mine from Defeated Sanity, they were touring in the US and they had to stop the tour while touring and
Oh,
sold all the band merch online and shipped it everywhere from the US to at least try to get somewhere
uh,
even because I think they lost a lot of money as well because the lockdown happened while they were on tour and stuff like that. And also one of my colleagues, he's working here in Germany, but his wife and his kid are in England, in the UK. Then he went home for visiting, and then still he is in UK because he cannot travel outside now. Uh, so,
fuck.
so but yeah, he is doing home office from UK now. So yeah, that's really weird situations because in TV you also see a lot of people getting collected home, you know, to their
Mm,
countries and stuff like that. Yeah, but I think until probably July, August, I think still a lot of festivals are going to be cancelled. I think, in my
yeah.
opinion, yeah.
I hope not, of course. We hoping to get to the Fight Fest, which should be in July
Mhm.
in Czech Republic. That's pretty big alternative
Mhm.
festival. That's such a great chance time, and so many great bands should be there. And of course, the guys from like organization, they already sold almost 100% of the tickets.
Oh, yeah,
That
hopefully it will happen.
would
Yeah.
be so fucked up. Yeah.
Yeah, but I also wanted to go to Obscene Extreme in Trutnov in Czech Republic. It's also in July, so I'm still fingers crossed that this festival will happen, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, let's pray for it,
Yeah.
really.
If you said you're already writing lyrics for a new album, but your last song, No Kibo, did I pronounce it right? Sorry.
No, no SIBO.
No Sibo,
Yeah.
yeah. And this was your last song, so you already have a new single in pipeline. And what was your last song about actually? So what inspired you for that song?
Yeah, so right now we almost finish recording for the new album. It will be not like single, not EP, but just full album.
Mm-hmm.
And I think people already tired of waiting. Of course, we're not like Tool, but still, it was pretty long time. Well, our fans should have listened the same music, and now we just, like shaking how much we can't wait to share this with the world. But
I
of
can think
course,
of, yes.
oh yeah, of course the quarantine and all this bullshit situation, played not a good joke with us. So it will be a little bit longer, I think, to drop the album, but it
Mm-hmm.
will be this year for sure. And yeah, last single, I think it will be a part of new album.
Mm-hmm.
So Nasibo. Yeah, I was inspired for that one with many things. And last summer I've been in Asia,
Mm-hmm.
um, and I've got dengue fever. So it's like when a mosquito
Okay.
bites you, and this mosquito bit the monkey before and
Okay.
brought me some shit. Yeah. So I was, I got hit by this shit, and I've been ill for like 2 or 3 weeks when
Horrible.
yeah, like each day I had a high temperature, like 38, 39, and I couldn't get up, and all I had is just the phone. I've been just watching how the people creating, how they drop in the new releases, how they, just doing something, and I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't do anything. I couldn't do shit. I've been thinking about, like, will I still will be alive? Will I survive after this? Because it was really, really difficult to get some, you know, a correct medicine and medical help there. So it was scary time for me. Also, at the same time, I've been talking with the fans and, reading their stories about how they, like go into the concert and then have some heart attack or some mental problems, some fear or something, and they should leave the gig, or, some letters from those who like constantly have some breath, some problems with the breathing.
Yeah.
Someone been in the hospital also, and I just realized how many people are really just fighting for their fucking normal life every each day. They're not like, they can't just calmly choose like, oh, I will go to the concert tonight and everything's will be okay. No. Like, we all got different problems with the health, with the mental health, and you know, just the song. It was like what I wanted to say really during these times, and give to the people some understanding that, you know, understand we all looks normal, we all doing our stuff, but other people don't know how much we should do, how much we should fight to, you know, to show to the world a smile or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah. For a lot
So,
of people, it's very hard. So, like, for me, living in a first world country in Germany, like a wealthy country, complaining about stuff, and then see other people how they are suffering and how conditions they have to live. I say really this first world problems is really a thing, you know. And yeah, and like you said, those people really hard fighting, and if you're in different situations in your life, to still bring a smile and stuff like that can be really hard. So I think I understand what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Just about this, about every each day fight.
Yeah, that's for sure. Also in different countries now with the COVID stuff, if you see now the outcome when you have a shitty health system, like in the US
Oh
and
yeah.
stuff like that. And also my wife is from Italy, and they're all the nearly the whole family is still in Italy, and you know, and there are so many people just dying there because also of bad health system. Now in the US, a lot of people are dying, and also a lot of my friends living there, and also in France and Spain and stuff. So yeah, this also the outcome of everything, of too much cost savings and whatever. But okay, yeah, that's something you can discuss about. But I I think after this, I really hope all this situation will have at least some kind of a positive outcome, that we appreciate more of the people helping us, you know, in the health system at least, and pay, and we should start paying them what they deserve, you know, because they have a really hard and important job and get shitty payment. I think that's not okay, in my opinion.
That's everywhere the same. And, you know, I read the stories about how many doctors dying each day, trying to help the patients.
Yeah,
And just because they doesn't even have, a normal uh, costume, how it should be, like protection costumes. And that's the sacrifices, some of them really working like 20, 30 hours, with a chance just to have a break for 15 minutes.
yeah, and
So
then just for a little nap before they break down. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, a neighbor of mine told me that he also, even here in Germany, for a day of working as a nurse, you have one pair of protection skirt and one pair of mask, and that this has to last you for one day. So because they don't have
Oh,
more, you know. But it's insane. Normally after one patient you have to change it because it is contaminated. But yeah, that's about it. And I think this is still Germany, so I think in other countries it's much worse, you know?
much, much worse.
Yeah.
Here's even, in Russia, there's a stories like foundations, which is like collecting money for doctors,
Hmm.
for doctors. So they've been trying to bring some protection by themselves to the clinics, to the hospitals, and been stopped by police and just been put in the prison
For what? For driving there? Oh,
for nobody knows what the hell, and that's insanity. That's clear insanity what's going on. Just being stopped by trying to help.
yeah, I don't know. And still the people are fighting about toilet paper. I don't know. Yeah, really weird situation at the moment. But let's go back to a little bit more, you know, exciting and heartwarming topic, the new album.
Yeah,
How many do you
much
already do?
politics.
Yeah, do you already have an album title, and you know how many songs it will be featured on?
So at the time, we didn't decide the exact amount of songs because, like we thought that we finished almost, chosen like 7 or 8 songs, and
Hmm.
then, the guys been creating more and more, and all the stuff is so good that we just don't want to leave it for another time or
Hmm.
another album. and we want to add more and more, and then we're like, okay, that's enough,
Like a
9
double
songs.
album, 2 CDs, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Um, so, but guys still creating, and I can't stop them. So I actually don't know how many songs will be there, but I think we should finish with this. And yeah, I still have to write down the lyrics for a few more songs and record the vocals for more songs. But material is ready, some instruments are recorded, so I'm really happy about that already. And yeah, we just lost the basement
Yeah.
again. It's already like, I don't know, maybe a basement number 8 was in
Oh,
our
really?
band. I
Really?
don't know. I don't know what's going on. Really. So how do I say we lost them? Of course, basement. He just said that, of course, he have a lot of another stuff what's going on in his life, and he uh, going to have a baby. So our plans was a little bit like different. So that's why right in front of a recording a new album, we without a basement again, and we still didn't find the one. So it's also some difficulties for us,
Yeah.
but hope that we will find one soon and he will stay with us.
So ask a
Yeah.
first, you can start asking your first bass player again, to have a rotation cycle.
And then second one and third one.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually already been thinking about to even write down a contract, with the new basement, like you staying with us until the end. No,
At least for a year or something, you have to sign it with blood.
yeah. But
Yeah, I think with the new album, you said you have so many songs. I think it will be hard for when the cherry picking starts. Like you have 10 or 12 songs you want to choose for it. Will Octagon also be on it, or you will leave it as a single?
I think we include Octagon in the special edition of Message Inside,
Ah,
which
okay.
is yeah, which people can buy from our distributor in America.
Mm-hmm.
It's a brain roted record.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it should be there. I think we added there. So Octagon will be in the past already.
Mm-hmm.
And there's absolutely new wave of the things we want to show to the world. I might say it's, of course, the same style. We
Mm-hmm.
didn't start to do any pop or rap or nothing like this, but it just will be, I think, on a level or a couple of levels above that what we've been doing.
Mm-hmm.
And because, of course, we listen in other bands, which is already on top and trying to be better and better every time with everything. So,
So you
and
want the better songs on that. So if you get to a next level of your kind of songwriting, and you want these kind of songs on the new album.
yeah, even this, I might maybe add some Russian words or
Mm-hmm.
maybe sentences to the new album, to make it even more interesting, to mix some cultures,
Mm-hmm.
like why not? And yeah, just in the previous album we had another drummer which been composing music in the one way. Right now we have a drummer who listen in absolutely another music, which helping us a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think it will be very good.
Mm-hmm. So you like to mix your tribe stuff in your music, like the Russian tribe stuff, or how you want to call it? Yeah.
Yeah. I just on the first album there was nothing like this, so people might listen us for a while and don't even know like where we're from or who we are. But this time I want to bring something from Russia to the world, some best parts.
Yeah, I also just read a couple of comments to your, I think was your one of your first singles, or was the first single from the first album, Godless,
Yeah.
that you from the rhythm and from some riffs that you were very much influenced by Roots, Bloody Roots from Sepultura. Would you agree to that?
Yeah, why not? Our rhythm guitarist Vlad, he's a big fan of Sepultura, of Soulfly, and this kind of bands. So of course, it was influence. Um, why not? But we
Yeah,
never been trying to copy any band.
yeah.
That was always the best part of Blind Ivy, I think, because we all always been listening to different music and just coming together and creating something absolutely new. So never been, looking at some bands and like, yeah, let's do like them. They doing good. No, only something fresh, something new. But of course, I'm also reading the comments,
Mhm.
and there usually a lot of comparison. Um, a lot of people just commenting, just ginger, and that's it. No other words. It's ginger.
But I
No,
think
it's
you, yeah,
not.
to be honest, for me, you sound pretty much different than Ginger.
Absolutely
Yeah.
different. We're playing in two absolutely different styles, but most of the people, they have this mindset like female fronted band, and
Fe-
that's some
Female fronted
separate
band
style.
from Eastern Europe, so it needs to be Ginger.
Yeah, something like this.
And of course you had also dreads, so maybe that's was also a
God,
comparison, yeah. But
that's very hard.
I was really astonished because when we met you had pretty short hair and then a year later you had long dreads, so I think your hair grew pretty fast.
That's true. Actually, it's really hard to be a front woman of some band because people always comparing. If I will do same or similar hairstyle with any popular front woman, they would say like, ah, you're trying to be like this one or this one, which is, you see, I'm changing my hairstyle almost every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Even some people, leave in the comments like, oh, again, another vocalist.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I'm still
No,
here.
it's still me, yeah, but yeah, people think you try to be like someone else, but you just try to be yourself, you know? It's just you
Exactly.
changing, trying things and stuff. And also with the music, I think it's not a bad thing to get inspired by stuff you love and not copy. I think
Yeah,
inspiration is different than copying, you know?
yeah, that's different things. You're right.
Your live tour video, is it out now or something, or did I miss it from the Kickstarter project?
Yeah, DVD, which we're still working on actually. So you
Yeah.
didn't miss anything.
Okay.
People still waiting. We still working. So at the start, of course, we thought it will be much easier. Like couple of months, and we will finish with everything. But because we're doing everything by ourselves,
I know.
because all the money which we collected on Kickstarter just went straight to buy a merch on all this money and go to this previous tour.
Hmm.
It was in 2019, and we still got some merch which will be enough for like summer if it might be happen, and October. So we really didn't have any money at that time to even buy a merch
Yeah,
to
I can
sell it
think
in the
of, yeah.
store.
It's like what most people don't think, that you invest all your money in merch and stuff like that, and you're just calculating that you make it maybe to even with the tour and stuff. Because in underground music or extreme music, there is no big money.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's for sure. So,
that's what a friend of mine playing in an underground death metal band always says. We are death metal. We pay on top to play, you know, or something like, what would you do if you win a million in the lottery? I would tour with my death metal band until the money is gone.
that's actually the best answer.
Yeah.
And that's true. Because, you know, Kickstarter, we should have put even some part of our money just to get it from there. Because if we wouldn't collect enough money, then, you know, all this which we collected would go straight back to the backers, you know.
I think you have to reach a limit, right?
Yeah, so to reach this limit, we put our money and receive the rest we've got from our supporters, our fans.
So you bought your
And
own stuff on Kickstarter.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, okay.
actually, this is how it happened. Um, so yeah, and now we still working on the DVD. It's super close to the end, but
Hmm.
there was so much footage that it was just unreal to even decide, you know, what to leave, what to cut off.
Yeah.
And I also been recording 2 or 3 more interviews after this because we wanted to decide either it would be like an interview where I'm just answering the most popular questions, or if I'm just telling a blind Ivy story and, you know, saying stuff about each member of a band and how we got together and all these stories from a
Mm.
tour. So it was really difficult to choose. And while I've been here and Mike's been in UK, so he's been working on editing,
Hmm.
and he asked me to make one more interview, and I made it, but the microphone wasn't being working for some reason. So it was working on Czech, but after this, no. And, you know, all this stuff also just been ruined. So right now, at this moment, we almost there, and I hope people still will be happy to see it, even after such a long time.
Yeah, I can think of so many material and stuff. Because you don't want your DVD to be like 10 hours long or something. Yeah, to cut it down, also to, keep it interesting. Yeah, I know. I cut a lot of videos and also vlogs for others I cut in the past, and yeah, it's really hard to choose which stuff you take and which not. So I can really think of that from a whole tour if you're taping all the time. So it's really because there are a lot of funny moments, and to like I said before, to cherry pick what you want inside of your video is really a lot of work. And also it's not just the cutting, it's also just the watching of all the material, and then maybe writing down what you want from there and then finding it again. So yeah, I can think of.
That's unreal, and especially because it's our very first time. So that's difficult as fuck, but we will make it. I promise. Soon we'll make it, and everybody will see this funny shit.
And also thank you for the short thank you message inside of my Kickstarter package when I got it. Now I have your first EP 2 times signed.
Perfect.
Yeah. And besides that, what would you say when you said when we said with influences and stuff like that? What would you say brought yourself into music and doing vocals? What was your inspiration for doing that?
hmm So when I just started to do this extreme vocals, there was really no popular bands in Russia with extreme female vocals.
Hmm.
So I've been listening only male vocals, and such as Caliban, As
Mhm.
I Lay Dying, some other Russian bands. And yeah, I've been just trying to copy them. Just, you're listening and you're trying to imagine like what's going on in their mouth, throat, even tummy at the time when they doing this. So yeah, I started with this. Mm, yeah, and I don't know, after maybe like 5 or 6 years, I already been doing this extreme vocals. I heard this first bands, like for me was Otop
Mhm.
and Ginger, Infected Rain. Can't remember many
Maybe
because I still
arch enemy or something.
Arch Enemy. I never been such a big fan of this band because I just maybe don't like the exact style they play in. So
But
I don't like this type of metal, so I
yeah,
couldn't listen them.
but to be honest, for me, arch enemy started. I think was the old guitarist of Carcass, or one
Hmm.
member of Carcass, and the first or the second album was still with male singer, and I still have that, and I like that those kind of songs of more melodic death metal. But to be
Hmm.
honest, from one album to another, for me it also got worse and worse. And the last album I listened to it, and like you said, it's not so much my kind of metal. But now for me, the, they are Manowar with death metal vocals at the moment. Sorry. Maybe that was
Yes,
a little bit rude, but that's my opinion.
that's okay. That's have a right to live. Yeah, so I think, I still been trying to sound like guys, extreme vocalists. So for me, it was more inspiration in there, and also, of course, Soulfly too, and for me also to try something new, I started to. Um, play in a corn cover band
Hmm.
here in Russia. So that was absolutely great experience because he has such an interesting vocals. There's a lot of things to think about when you're doing this, but I think mm, yeah, at the end I've been sounding pretty similar with Jonathan.
Hmm.
And yeah, I think after this quarantine, we even continue to do that with the guys. I never been listening to Corn, at the time when everybody been listening Corn. I've been listening more like Linkin Park, Limp Bizkit,
Hmm.
Evanescence, these types of band. But I had only couple of favorite songs from Corn, and that's it. But when I started to sing in a cover band, fuck, man, I fell in love in each of their songs because sometimes only when you see it from the inside, um, you can clearly see like how beautiful and interesting this music.
Yeah, I can think of. I'm a big fan of Korn since 1996. So yeah, since the second album, I started with the second album, Life is PG.
Yeah.
I got it from a friend in 1996, and then I bought the first one, and then Follow the Leader came out, and from then I bought every album, when it was
Oh my
released.
god.
Then I even did with my wife is also a big fan of Korn. We did in 2016 or 17. We even did a meet and greet with Korn. And we said, so why not? And the nicest guys from the band was Head. Brian,
Oh my god.
he was so nice and he stayed longer to talk a little and stuff like that. He was really, really funny guy, to be
Oh,
honest.
I
Yeah.
just adore him and his other project, which called Love and Death,
Yeah, I have the
also
album they released. Yeah.
also unreal, and I just realized who creating my favorite parts in Korn. That's definitely Head.
Yeah, you were really feeling when he was back in the band, the first album, boom.
Mm,
It was
yeah,
it just working because it's like oh they also said it in the interviews that Monkey and Head, they need this chemic between this chemical reaction between each others for writing the songs. One come with that
yeah,
riff, the other one with that riff, and that's just like the magic between them happening. And that was missing since Head left. And when he was back, it was yeah, back on, you know.
true. That's why it's so important, like, that all the members from a band would stay together because everybody, fluence on the music so much, each person. So, uh, hope we'll get the new basement and nobody will leave us
Yeah,
anymore.
fingers crossed, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I'm through with everything so far. So anything you want to talk about, or I don't want to disturb you in your evening?
That's okay. Just expecting a friend tonight. It's really difficult still to be without a friend.
Yeah,
So we have a chance to like ride on a taxi to each other
yeah,
sometimes without being stopped by police. So expecting a friend tonight and expecting to listen the interview pretty soon. I can't think about anything else what's going on right now. Yeah, that's a quarantine.
yeah.
We should chill a bit.
Yeah, so we all hope that everything is going well within the next weeks. Also, I can say to all the listeners, you stay healthy, stay safe. And I also want to say, a big thank you to you for taking the time to have this spontaneous, quick chat in the evening.
Thank
uh,
you, Dr. Sean. Спасибо.
you're welcome. Gern geschehen in German.
Dankeschön.
Bitteschön. Yeah, and
All right,
I
really,
hope.
really miss Germany. Oh my God, looking forward to get back
Yeah,
this year so much.
next time I will really make it for sure because now my kid is a little bit older, and
Take him.
and all yeah for sure yeah I think so I would like to but I think my wife would kill me maybe. Always like what I say in the end of my interviews the last words on you. You want something to say in the end?
At the end, it doesn't even matter.
I think that was the perfect ending.
That's what I was saying. Nothing more. I mean, uh, I just wish everyone to stay healthy, to stay safe, of course, in these tough times. Listen for Blind Ivy, listen for another cool bands. Stay true to yourself and enjoy the present moments.
I
Yeah.
have nothing more to add. Perfect. Thank you.
Whee!